Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this channel named Geeks for Geeks School. First of all, thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial, all of you. And today we are going to develop again a very amazing application using Python. So for this music player application that we are going to develop today in this lecture, we will be making use of TTK themes module. There is a module named TTK themes. Right, and then there is a module named Pygame. We worked on this module earlier also, and today we are again going to use it, but not for developing a game, but instead of that, we are going to use it for developing a mobile application. Right. So let's first start with importing the required libraries. So I am going to make use of my terminal, which is command prompt, right, for importing my importing the required libraries. So the first one is of course TTK themes. Now how you will download it? So simply you can fire this command pip install TTK themes over here in this command prompt. Now I hope you guys know about what pip is. It's a type of package manager which helps us in managing the packages, the libraries which we download from the internet through this command prompt. Right, so that's the command, and install is for install is a keyword which tells the command prompt that yes, we want to install something, and then we have the name of the library that we want to install. So as you can see, I have this message over here, requirement already satisfied, which means that I already have this library on my device and I can import it over here on this Sublime text platform. It's time for us to see if we have the Pygame library also on our device or not. So let's try to import it. If it's not there, definitely we the command prompt will download it for us. So I'm getting this message requirement already satisfied for this library also, which means that it is also there on my device. But if you are developing this application for the first time and you do not have these two libraries with you on your device, you can just fire these commands and get them downloaded from the internet. You do not have to do anything. Command prompt is the one. Okay, I think I got disconnected from the internet. Just give me a short moment. I'll have to check whether everything is going fine or not. Okay, so I got connected back successfully. Fine. So turning down video settings. Okay, so there was some notification I just received. Just give me a very short moment. Checking the issue with OBS Studio with which I'm using for this live streaming. Is everything fine here or not? It seems to be fine. Okay, let me calm down. Fine. So now what we are going to do, we are going to import both the libraries over here on this Sublime text platform. So it's very simple. We can simply use this command from TTK themes because I want to import only themed TK function from this TTK themes library. That's the reason I used this keyword from. So from this, I would like to import themed TK. So that's the function with the help of which we can define a proper theme for our application. We can give it a nice view. So the kind of view we are going to get is something like this. So that's the music player which we are going to create, and when we will hit the play button, so we will be able to hear a nice sound from the background. We can stop the sound anytime by hitting this button. We can pause it using this button, and we can resume playing the sound using this fourth button, which is there in the second row. So there are in total two rows and three columns, right? Okay, let's come back over here on this coding section. It's time for us to import the second module, which is our Pygame module. So from Pygame, I would like to import. So there is this module named mixer. There is this function named mixer. I have told you about this mixer function when I was telling you about this in the game development tutorials. I told you how you can make your game more interactive by adding sounds to your game, right? So we used this mixer function for adding sounds to our games, if you remember, in those game development tutorials. If you haven't checked them out yet, you are new on this channel and you haven't visited any of the tutorials I shooted on game development, so please go and check out those tutorials. Definitely you are going to learn a lot from there. Okay, it's time for us to now initialize this mixer uh, function. So how can we do that? The way we initialize Pygame, in the same way we can initialize mixer also. So simply we can fire this init command. Sorry, not initialize, it's initiate. Right, so that's the way you can initiate this mixer function. Okay, now you want to load some music, so you can do it like this. Mixer dot music dot load is a function which is present inside this mixer, and you can use it for loading your music file. So what I have done here, I've already saved this Python file on which I am doing the coding thing right now. Over here in this mobile app named folder, which is present in this folder named Python 38 by 32, in which all my Python files are there. Okay, so inside this, let me just change it to all files. And I would like to show you something. So here in this mobile app named folder, I have this music file named main. So its full name is main.mp3. It's an mp3 file, so I would like to use it for now. What I can do, I can simply put the name of this mp3 file over here like this, main.mp3. So this load function is going to help us in loading this main.mp3 file when we will run the music player. Okay, it's now time for us to define the functions we would like to be called when the user will hit these four buttons. So we'll be creating four different functions, right? So the first function is going to be for this button, which is the play button. So when the user will hit this play button, this function, which I am defining now with this name play song, will be called, and I should the user should be able to hear the music. Now how can we play the music? So in this mixer dot music, we have this function named play, with the help of which we can play the song we have loaded here in this line of code. Through this line of code, this file which we have loaded, this mp3 file which we have loaded, we can play it easily using this simple line of code. Right, okay, then we can have another function, but I would like to do one thing. Let's copy this entire thing and let's paste it over here. So now let's create another function with name stop underscore song. So this will be called when this stop button will be pressed or clicked. So when the stop button will be clicked, I would like the song should stop. And how we'll do that? So there is this function stop in this mixer, which we can use for stopping the music file from being played. Okay, now it's time for us to define the third function for this button, which is pause. So we can have a function with name pause here. And what can we do for pausing our music file? So for that, we can use this function named pause, right? Okay, so now we can again copy this whole thing and we can put it simply over here. And it's time for us to define the function for this resume button, right? So we can have a function with name resume, and let's use this unpause. There is no function with name resume in mixer, but there is a function with name unpause you can use for resuming your music. Okay, so unpause, with the help of this we can unpause our music. That's the one which I have used here. So you have to keep in mind the names of all these functions I've used, and it's it's a very simple code which I am using here for developing an amazing music player. Okay, so we are done with defining all the required functions over here. It's time for us to now create a window. So we can have this variable named window over here. And let's first define a specific theme for our window. So I would like to have this theme. There is a theme named Equilux that we can use. There are various other options. So if you will search on internet, definitely you will find many options that you can use for this theme property. But I like this Equilux, right? So that's the reason I'm using this. Okay, then we can set the geometry, and using this geometry function we can set the dimensions of our music players window. So I would like to have a player of, let's say, us what is the size here? It's of approximately 250 pixels by 110. So let's have 250 by 1110, or let's have 250 by 100 as dimension. Fine, and now here in this title we have music player. Right on the top in this title we have music player. If you want, you can change the title. Otherwise, let's go with this music player only. So using this title function which is here in this window, you can define a title on for your application. So it is music player I would like to make. I would like to see right on the top. Now it's time for us to link all these four buttons, and it's time for us to define the code with which we can create these buttons, and also the code with which we can link these buttons with these functions we have defined right on the top over here. So how to do that? We can simply, let's first do it for this button play. Okay, so play button is equal to, then there is this thing TTK, right, that we can make use of etk dot, and then it is button, and inside this we can pass this window because we want to see it getting reflected on this window we have created here. And what is the text you would like to see getting reflected on the top of that button? So that is what you can pass here to this text name property. And I would like to see play music, or let's have only play getting reflected right on the top. And then we can have we can link this play button to this play underscore song function using this command property. And how can we do that? We can simply pass this play underscore song as a value to this command property, and then we can set the grid layout of our button. So right now here the button is getting reflected in this first row, and it's there in this zeroth column. So same thing I am passing here also. So column is going to be 0 and the row number is going to be 1. Right, let me just save the changes and run this whole code and see what is going to happen. What are we going to get? So right now we are not getting anything. Why? Because I haven't called the main loop yet, right? And we are getting this error. What is this error saying? No problem, we'll resolve it. Okay, let me just get rid of this thing. Okay, now I am copying this line of code and I am putting it here. Similarly, I am going to do it for the other two buttons also. So I'm replacing it with stop, and it's time for us to change the text we would like to see getting reflected on the top of this button. So it is a stop. I would like to see, and then we can have over here in place of this play song we can have stop song, right? Stop song, and let's change the what we call it, the grid, the layout, so it is in column number 1 as you can see, and this row number is also equal to 1. Then we can simply change this also from play to pause, so that's the button we will use for pausing the song, and we can link it with this pause named function, right? So I am eliminating this, I'm removing this. Let's have pause here, and it is in column number 2, so I need to replace this 0 with 2, and row number is going to be the same, which is 1, right? And then we can replace this with reset button, right? Or resume button. Let it be res button, and I'm changing, I need to link it to which function, to this function named resume, right? And here on the top of this button I would like to see resume getting reflected. Okay, so we are almost done with defining the code for these buttons. Okay, I have to change the column number here, so it should be 1, right? Save the changes. Now it's time for us to call the main loop, so we can simply pass this command window dot main loop, and that's how you can call the main loop. Saving the changes, now running the command, and let's see what are we going to get as an output. So there is this error that we are getting now. Why are we getting this error? We'll have to check it out. Return self.tk. Okay, I think now if I'll run the code, I'll get the required output. So earlier I was using capital X, now it's small x that I'm using. Okay, so this code is fine now. I am getting an error on this line of code. Let's see what is the error. Name ttk is not defined. So this is what it is showing us. Just give me a short moment. I'll have to check whether everything is going fine on YouTube or not. Okay, so why is this not taking this TTK now? That's what we'll have to figure out. Windows dot title, this is perfectly fine. it is still showing us this error. TTK themes has no attribute button. Okay, just a second. Okay, I think I got it why it is showing us this error. Uh, it's because we haven't defined this TTK yet, right? And there is this library tkinter. We haven't called over here in this program yet. So we'll have to call that tkinter library also. Let me see if I already have it on my device or not. So install tkinter. That's how you can install this tkinter library, right? So let's see whether it is present on my device or not. I think it's there, but I'm not very sure about it. Because TTK is there in tkinter. Could not find a version that is satisfied. Uh, okay, I think that's not the correct command, but I think it's there on my device. Tkinter, and import asterisk. Okay, so I would like to import everything from tkinter. That's the reason I've used asterisk over here. Import tkinter dot ttk. So this ttk is there in tkinter. Fine, and I would like to import it as ttk only. Now I'm saving the changes, and let me now run this code and see whether this Python code will get accepted or not. Okay, it is still showing us an error. What's the error? Let me check it once. Module TTK themes has no attribute button. Okay, I need to remove this from here. Now I think we'll be able to get the required output. Okay, so we are able to see these three buttons. The fourth one is not visible to us, of course, but yes, we are the rest of the only three are visible to us, right? Let me just check if I can hear the sound or not. So if I'll hit this pause button, I'm able to pause the song, and if I'll hit the play button, I am able to hear the song. Okay, let me just check why we are not able to see this fourth button, which we have defined for stopping the music. So that's the one. A column number over here should be equal to zero, right? That's the reason we are not able to see it. Maybe no, column number should be one only, but the row number should be equal to two, right? Then here the column number for this pause button, because pause button, yeah, this is also perfectly fine. And it should be row number two because it should be on the in the next row. This reset button, resume button. Sorry. Let's check with okay. Now it is perfectly fine. No, we are not able to see the stop button. Now why is it so? Why that button is not visible? I think because we haven't linked it with this function. Yeah, no, but this is perfectly fine. Why are we not able to see the stop column number? It should call it column number zero, right? Should be column number zero, column number one. So zero, one, two. Let me just run this code and see what's gonna happen. So the stop button is now visible to us. Button is now visible to us, but I want to see it over here in between this play and pause. I think if I can change it to one, and I can change this also to one, then I will be able to see it getting reflected in between play and this other one. Yeah, now it is perfectly fine. So I'm able to hear the music. I'm able to stop the music. So it is working perfectly fine. That's how you can develop a full-fledged, music player on your own. You hear now how you can experiment on these coding lines. Let me just tell you that also. If suppose you want to change the geometry, dimensions of the window in which all the four buttons are visible. So what we can do, we can change it to 70. Let's see what's going to happen to the dimensions. So automatically what will happen, the height of the window will get reduced, and that's the kind of window you will get to see, right? Suppose you want to decrease the width, you can play with this number, and let's play with this theme. So in place of this equilux, I would like to pass arc. This is also one of the themes we have in this themed tk function. Let's see what are we going to get as an output. Okay, so that's also a very nice theme. And so we are able to work on this one also. This is also looking nice, right? So you can try various other themes which are available for this function. So you can surf internet for checking out the themes that you can use, that you can pass as values to this themes property, and then you can pass this whole thing as a parameter to this themed tk function. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. Please do not forget to like and share this video in your groups and make it reach to the maximum students possible. Thank you very much for all the support that you guys are providing. Thank you so very much to all the students who are regularly liking and sharing the videos and making me popular, more and more popular day by day. Thank you so very much. God bless you and have a great day ahead. Bye bye, and I will see you in the next lecture, which I will shoot tomorrow at the same time, 5:30, on this amazingly beautiful channel, which is Geeks for Geeks School. Bye bye, and have a great day.